doing print advertising, what you're doing outdoor.
We are live.
Ci sei? Ok, we can start now. Ok, sir. Ci
sei?
Era bello, magari lo ripetiamo. Allora, Mr. Lars Wallentin. Okay? Valentin.
It's Swedish, so it sounds like Italian. It sounds like Italian.
Okay. Who are you? Because you are here at Marketing Forum, as a guru, creative guru, and who are you? What's your job? What you are speaking
I'm
about?
here probably because I've been asked since I left Nestlé 3 years ago. I've spoken at many meetings, and I've spoken at some meetings in Italy organized by Rossetti and other organizations, things like that.
Okay.
And some people must have heard me, I presume, and that is why I'm here. I'm here because I have 40 years of experience from all over the world. This sounds I'm full of myself. I hope you don't take it like that. It's just I have been very lucky to work for Nestlé for 40 years. So I worked from China to Brazil, from US to Italy, etc. I worked with frozen food, with coffee, etc. So and I'm curious, and I'm now 68, and I'm more curious than ever. The biggest shock got when I left Nestlé because they didn't want me any longer. And I cannot understand how an organization who have a man with 40 years experience doesn't use this person in teaching and other things. So I started to work for Unilever and Mars and Migros and God knows who, because I have to work. It's not that I need the money, it's because I'm curious. And I've been to Russia and I've been to that. And since I left 3 years ago, my world is opened, of course, because I have come into other worlds. And I think I know more now than I knew then, because you learn every day. And of course you learn now because you meet people, you go store check. Every week I store check. Every week I go to the supermarket. And there you see what happens. And it can be in Germany, it can be in France, it can be in Italy, it can be etc. So the reason why I'm here is I developed a personal style, because I think that the first thing when you have to give a message, you have to sell yourself. If you can't sell yourself, don't stand up on a scene. Because people who stand up with a PowerPoint and press like that and read the slides, they shouldn't be allowed. So I developed my style, which is a little bit more fun maybe. You will see yourself. I use different types of slides. I interrupt. Tomorrow I will have people blowing soap bubbles in the room, which I hope the Italians will like. When I did in Torino, nobody dared. Nobody, because you are Northern Italians, you are very, you think you are. Yes, you think you are, but you are not. That doesn't mean that you're not creative. But in my area, packaging, communication, advertising, I don't think you are. I just was in London last week. I think the English are more progressive than you are. If you go to a Tesco supermarket, or something like that, you will see that there are more dynamism in that society, in this world. You are better in furniture, you are better in clothes, you are better in girls, you are better in lots of other things. But I don't think Italy, because you don't speak English. So how can you learn what's going on in the world if you don't follow the English language? And therefore you are fairly creative, but you are not on the top. And I hope that my speech will help you to open up a bit, because the whole business has become serious. It's unbelievable. People don't laugh any longer. They go to office and then after office they laugh. They go and have a drink and they can laugh. But people in Europe today are not able to mix the human, and if people sit in front of a PC the whole day, they don't get human any longer. You can't speak to a bloody PC. So the younger generation are very bad communicators. They may know a lot, but what's the use of knowing a lot here if you're not going to use it? And you can only use it in a dialogue with people.
You mean that in 1 year, at the end of 2007, we'll have exchanged more information, unique information than what we did in the last 5. The human race will be exchanged more than what did in the last 5,000 years.
Yes.
But this is not useful.
No.
If we cannot use all this information in a creative way.
If you cannot use it in exactly as you say, in a creative way, it's useless. I think that, for instance, I don't know, but I have a feeling that teaching today is not seen very... I think the teacher is the most important person. My father was a teacher of agriculture school. He and the priest were the two most important people 50 years ago in that little village in Sweden. That's not the case today. Why was that good? Because they had also culture. You have Rai Uno, the worst television chain in the world. I mean, this is incredible. What you have.
It's public.
Sorry. Okay.
And it is public.
Cut it out and say that you have.
No.
You can but you see, you have the most fantastic country in the world, with all in Siena and Florence and Venice and all this. And what you have today, do this culture which you are born with, how much of this culture are you using? How many people know Canaletto, and all these things, which is in our job? You have to know Canaletto. You have to know what Toulouse-Lautrec did.
How can we release creativity?
We can only release it if we close that machine and start touching each other and start being human beings. The creativity comes from a conceptual thinking, and the conceptual thinking comes when she and I have a dialogue. And when she says something